Well, I'm back here at long last. It is 17th of December. I can't remember last time I come fishing. Saying that actually, but Tom might put it in below, but it was a while ago. But you'll know anyhow because it was the one prior to this video. So yeah, I'm back at the Humber. As you can see, it's a glorious day. Tide is coming in. I am in. I don't know if you can pick it up, can you? Can you read that? Yeah, I'm in Bay 27. And there's some chaps in Bay 28, but they've been there since yesterday. They got here last night. So there's commitment for you. And the chap that's down in the chair is the chap. I know the chap. I've mentioned it before in my videos for those of you that have watched my videos, and it's the chap that I was speaking to at Hut Off that time that I've commented about, where he made me realise that I've got to put more effort in. So once I got talking to him, I thought, I know this chap, and we've had a good conversation. Realised that we've met each other before. He watches some of my videos, or he's seen me on YouTube, and yeah, I thanked him for the conversation we had that day, because after that, with me fishing, tides down and putting more effort in, thought I was putting lots of effort in the first place, but yeah, for me putting more effort in and stuff after the conversation we had, started catching more fish, so I thanked him for that. So what's the odds on that? Met him first at Hut Off, and then he comes strolling down there from Bay 28, and I then realised it's the same bloke that's put two at Hut Off. So yeah, anyhow mate, thanks a lot for the conversation and the information you gave me, which was basically put more effort in, because you only get out what you put in, don't you? So yeah, so that was a good chat. So haven't fished for a while just lately because my van broke down, and haven't paid for it yet. I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. You should have the bill ready by then. And yeah, that broke down I think on the Wednesday, might have been the Thursday. I didn't have a van for 2, 4, 5.5 days, and I was planning on going fishing at the weekend through the night again, but obviously that couldn't happen, didn't happen. So this is my first time, so I've took the day off work because I work for myself and I can. It's a 7.2 metre tide tonight, so it's going to be pulling through air quite a lot, but I'm in Bay 27. I'm going to jump over the side in a bit and get set up, and then I'm going to cook myself some sausages, which will be my tea, because high tide is at 7:40, which means it's a bit windy as well. It's gusting today, up to 20 odd mile an hour gusts. So yeah, anyhow, so I'm going to go over there and start fishing, but I'm going to have something to eat first. Forgot my woolen hat, forgot my power bank for my phone, and forgot a new light that I got. So can't even try that out, but I'm coming again on Sunday, so I'll be back in a bit. Well, I need to warm this one up. It's me, it's still me, I'm just talking to you. Waiting for the tide to come in. So since I went fishing with that carp fisherman, he's taught me that if I'm at the river, I can eat properly instead of just pot noodles. But I still haven't put all the stuff in the bag, i.e. a knife. I have been using my bait knife. I did clean it first, So look at that. These are Aldi's sausages. No, they aren't. Scrub that bit, Tom. That's just a sausage from a shop called the Sausage Shop. And I'm having something to eat before. I like mustard. Bit of sugar. Yeah, so basically I've got a bun. These sausages are apple and caramelised onion, and they're bloody lovely. I'm not going to film me eating. I might take a bite over here. Could have done with a bit more mustard. But this is the state of the tide at the minute. We are they're fishing down there because they can walk to the side, see where the rocks are, they can walk to there and chuck the fish back. I can't. So that's something else I've learned about Bay 28. I can fish even earlier because I can just walk along there and chuck the fish back. Look, never realised that. It is windy, but we're not going to get a better day than today. Sunday's meant to be a nice day, but we'll just have to see how it goes, won't we? If it's a nice day on Sunday, well, I don't just fish nice weather, do I? But if I can fish Sunday, which is better weather, and Saturday is terrible weather, why would you fish Saturday? So that's what my plan is. Well, them last sausages were that. Let me turn this light down. I think it's too bright. No, there. Them last sausages, you know, the ones that you just seen me eat about 20 minutes ago, were bloody lovely that I thought I'll cook some more up. So here we go, look. Lovely sizzling in a pan. I've cut the outsides and then I cut them in half. I like my sausages cooked. But I burnt the bottom of the pan, but don't look at that. Let me just put you there a minute. Tom will do some trickery. Ow! Yeah, look at that. Lovely sizzlers. Now, I forgot my proper pan, which is really thick. This is only a thin aluminium pan, and obviously they get burnt, and it's burning now because the smoke's coming off and killing me. But let's put that there. I don't know if that's getting it. Oh. So I'm cooked this one, I'm going to warm it through later. I'm only going to eat one of these because I'll make a pig of myself at the minute. So the thing is, with my other pan, it stops all the fat, so I've had to use the lid on this. Let's turn that off and I'll wipe all that down in a minute. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? But if you can't have a cook up here, I know you can have a cook up on the beach, but it ain't the easiest of places to have. Oh, balls. It's not the easiest place to have a cook up. I always take sandwiches to the beach, and I have tin food at the river. But you know what them carp fishermen are like? They take everything in the kitchen sink, and we're going fishing with my mate Steve. It's taught me that I can actually cook something different than spaghetti bolognese or pot noodles. So it's low water at the minute. It's either on the turn or it's just got to low water. From here it looks as though I can start fishing, but I can't return the fish. Now when I go over there, I've set up my gear, my bait's down there, but when I go over, if I can find a puddle that's deep enough that if I catch a fish I can put it in there, then I'll start fishing sooner than later. But if I can't, then I shan't. Well, we're not far off going out and starting fishing because the tide's coming right in now. So I'll start fishing now before I can return the fish, you know, because if you pull a fish in that's too small, you can't get it back in the water, can you? Just been chatting to a subscriber. I'm not boasting about it, but I just want to say hello to Oz. Good having a chat with you, mate. Thanks for stopping and having a chat. It's pleased you enjoy the videos. So yeah, good luck with your fishing, Oz, and safe travelling, mate. I'm all on edge. I want to be getting in the water, and I'm going to put it in the water, I think. Once the water hits them rocks, I think it'll be like 5 minutes, and then it'll be in the small little tiny gully. So then I'll be able to pull my gear in and flick it over the rocks. Just don't want to lose any gear, really. And I certainly don't want to pull my gear through mud. Some people do. Some people start fishing when the water tide's out 15-20 yards. But it's high tide tonight, 7.2 metre tide. It's not as high as it gets higher than that. But it's still classed as highish tide. It's going to pull through air quite quickly, so it'll be hard at work holding bottom. I've got a 6 ounce weight on at the minute. We'll see how that holds first. If not, I'll go on to an 8 ounce. We've got a 1 up 1 down flapper rig on, my rig of desire. I've also got in my bait bag to tack to bait up yet one of beach fishing, Somerset Beach Fishing Tony's rigs. That's his channel. Go check his channel out, Somerset Beach Fishing Tony. Good channel. Fishes all down that sort of southwest portion of the country. I ain't gonna elaborate into it anymore because I'll get it wrong, but yeah, he fishes all the way down there. Good channel, and he's a very nice guy. He sent me some rigs which I used in the last video, which I caught fish on. and I'm using them again today, so we'll see what we catch on today. Hopefully there's plenty of fish out there. If you like these videos, I'm sure you've got this far by now. I'm doing it early now. Yeah, if you like them, if you can put up with my moaning, put up with my whinging, and put up with me. Well, if you can, and you like what you see on the videos, then please subscribe if you like it. If you do subscribe, ring a bell, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, because there's 3 of you that keep giving me thumbs down, but it don't matter to me. All thumbs are good thumbs, that's what my opinion is. So yeah, leave a comment and share my videos. Only do it if you want to do it though. I'm not bending your arm behind your back. So as they say in Norfolk, it's all free, and whatever's free is good. It's absolutely cracking afternoon. Let me just show you. We're down there now. I've noticed with this camera that it's sometimes a little bit dark, especially when I come down there and there's no sun. So I'm gonna have a look at the camera. I think it's the ISO button, or setting should I say. And if you increase the ISO, as far as I'm aware, the more you increase it, it can go a bit grainy. Yeah, so you've got an ISO setting, and if you increase it too high, I believe it can go a bit grainy. So I'm not going to increase it far. I'm going to see what Tom set it on now. Not in this video. This video is staying the same as it is, because if I touch things go wrong. But when I get them and get a bit of spare time, if there's anybody listening from that place where I work 2 hours a day, bit of spare time, I don't want to wee, I'm just jigging about. I'm going to have a play with the ISO setting. I ain't going to increase it too much because I don't want it to go all mucky and grainy. But I'm just going to increase it a couple of points, just to see if it lets more light into the camera, because it does seem a little bit dark sometimes. Hey, it's all good on this GoPro. It does it. It's a far better picture. It certainly picks out all my grey hairs. That's why I've had my hair cut. So it is a better quality camera, this. It's just, it's on my old camera, my 8-man, used to let so much sunlight and light into the picture, and that's what I really liked about that camera. But this one seems a little bit dark, so I'm going to have a play with that ISO setting and see what that does. I expect Tom's put something on the screen now saying no he in, but I am. Well, we're out, casting out and we're fishing. I've got these hand warmers. Got the petrol Zippo one, pretty good. And I've got this charcoal one, which used to be fantastic. But the charcoal sticks you buy from now are absolute pants. And to try and light them and to keep them alight is nigh on impossible. But when you do get them lit, they do get hotter than the Zippo one. But they're a pain. Why is it years ago, 15 years ago, I used to be able to buy charcoal sticks that used to light. You give it a couple of puffs, get 10 mil of it lit at the end of the stick, put it in the thing, and it'd be hot straight away. These things now are absolute rubbish. They're made like a charcoal briquette from your barbecue, whereas before they were like, well, they were charcoal. You could have craned in a church picture on the bloody paving slabs if you was poor in the 80s, like you used to. So yeah, why do they do that? Why do they change things just because it's quick and easy and they produce a crap product for people to buy? Not that I'm moaning about it. I don't want you to get the wrong idea that I'm moaning and groaning, but they're absolute crap. I've ordered another fishing rod as well. I've ordered a Daiwa D-Wave, only a cheap rod. They've now discontinued them, which is a pain, because I've ordered a 13 foot and it hasn't come yet. I'm sure it will come. I've ordered it from Go Outdoors because it was the cheapest place, and that is just purposely for this river. You ain't got to cast out far. It'll cast out 50 yards, which sometimes is too far, and I'm going to use that as my rod to jump over the side, so I ain't got to keep taking these down, so I can get these set up top, so they're set up, and I just bring down the Daiwa rod. I think it's got quite a large eye at the top of the rod. Certainly looked at it in the picture, so I'm hoping that it is going to be like that if it turns up. It was their last rod they had at Go Outdoors, so I'm hoping that they did actually have it in stock. But a 10-day delivery time, once you take in weekends and stuff, it is quite a long time, isn't it? So hopefully it'll be here before Christmas, because it'd be nice to actually use it on film. Yeah, so if you've been watching my videos just lately, I've been catching quite a few fish. I can't remember, I still don't know because I haven't checked yet, but in the last video I either caught 6 or 7 fish. Now admittedly none of them were codling, but obviously on that day there was no codling about. But hopefully today we're hoping for a codling. That's what we're coming here for. There's a chance of a codling right through until March. I'm not going to fish here all the time, but in this time of this lurgy going around, it's my closest mark. It's the least amount of travelling I do. I'm always travelling in a tier 3, so don't go out of it because I stay in my county. So everything's good. So this is where I'm going to fish for the time being until I decide I want to go on the beach. So I'm looking forward to going to fish on the beach because I've got some Pen Fathom 12s now, magged. They are magged from the manufacturer, and I'm looking forward to using them on my Icon rods. But there's no cut off them beaches at the minute, and if there is, few and far between. So good thing about coming here is you're fishing out the back of your van, aren't you? And not only that, you can have some sausages like you might see at the beginning of this. So you can have some scran, and there's no sand about, so every time I go to the beach I always take sandwiches with me. I will sometimes take a methylated burner with me. I keep it in the van now, and just for if you're fishing through the night, you can then have one of these coffees just to perk you up a bit, can't it? It's quite nice to have something hot and warm and different, and I only have them on the beach. So hope you're watching that rod more than me, because I'm looking at this camera talking to you, and well, I'm talking to the camera, but really when you watch me on your telly, I'm talking to you then, aren't I? Which I'm talking to you now, really. I've certainly picked if you go back in my videos away, I did a few videos where it was quite windy, and some of them weren't no fault of my own. The weather was perfectly going to be alright, apart from when I got here it was atrocious. But I've certainly picked on the last few videos some quite good weather. Because yeah, it's chilly. I'm certainly dressed for it. I've got my thermals on, and I think I need to get some new ones because they're don't feel as warm as they used to. So yeah, I'm dressed for it. I've got the layers on, but it's at least I can see some blue sky with white clouds, and it certainly does look pretty enough, I think. Well, I've had a couple of taps on this rod. I've gone and got my forceps. I'm going to pull it in, see if there's anything on it, because if it's a dab or something, it won't be tapping anymore. So I'm going to pull it in and have a look, and because it could be a crab, couldn't it? It's gone. How about that then? One flounder, nice little flounder, and the other one's a dab. All right, let's get him back. One little dab. Let's get her back. Both nice lip hooked. Let's get him back. My hip's gone. Well, that's a little flounder. Not a bad size for her really. And dab. So we're off the scorecard. No blank today for Vern. That's yet another session with no blanks. I'm going to get that baited up, get it chucked back out again. Tide will come in a bit more. As soon as the tide's in close enough, I'll be able to get some water in my bucket. But both of those were lip hooked. Both went back okay. And bloody brilliant. Fished at the exact right time to return the fish. And pull that in at the right time as well, really. If it was any further out, you'd be nipping your ass a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna get baited up now. Trying to cast out not very far, because you can cast over the fish here. Now you might only catch dabs and flounder in close, but I can assure you you can catch codlin in close as well, because I have done. So that one didn't go as far. If you sort of like put some welly into it and it goes out 50, 80 yards, all well and good, but when you try and chuck one out 30, 40 yards, sometimes there's a little bit more finesse needed, and I don't really have much finesse. So it was a good job that I left that bite, because I doubted both fish came on that at the same time. So a double hook up, nice sharp hooks, lip hooked, brilliant. So I'm quite chuffed that I went up to the van to get my forceps. I will be a lot more calmer once I've got some water in that bucket, because sometimes if you've got to flick into the other gill to unhook a flounder or a dab, it's quite good to put it back in the water so it can have a breather. So that's what I like doing. So just have to see what happens, won't we? I expect it's getting a little bit dark now. That's that setting on the camera. I shall look at that. And the good thing is I've got one more day at my part-time job. I do a part-time job which is 2 hours a day from in the morning, and it's part-time because it's just part of the day, you know. It is permanent at the minute, but it is part-time in my opinion because I only do 2 hours. And tomorrow's the last day. Thank bloody Christ for that. And we're coming up to the right time for that, Christmas Day, aren't we? So I shall be having a glass of bubbly on that day, thanking him for my holiday. Thank God. Oh. Well, the trouble is you have to go back, don't you? My proper job, my own business, I think I'll still be working on Monday or Tuesday, but it would have been nice if I'd been a bit more organised, i.e. my van hadn't broke down for 5.5 days. I would have been finished on this Friday on my work as well, but then think of all the fishing I could have got in. But never mind. Got a few jobs to do, and then that'll be Christmas on that side of it as well, on my proper job, you know, my main job, you know, the job that's my proper business job. Then we'll all have a nice break. The time is now 3:45. I might have an hour down here, maybe an hour and a half, and then I shall be up in the bay. I've got my rod to get ready. I have built the rod, it's on the tripod. I've just got to put the reel on it, the rig on it, and get it baited up ready to cast out. Let me just I mentioned earlier on about a chap called Tony. He's got his own channel called Somerset Beach Fishing Tony. Go check him out. If you like it, subscribe. But he sent me these rigs that him and his wife has had a lot of success with. I've had success with as well. It's just a piece of rig body and then two very small snoods, probably 2.5 inch. So I should give that another try today. Got these Trident tackle clips on. I don't know too much about these, but these clips are alright. I quite like these clips, but I don't know what the metal does in the plastic. It must bend round again for it to be solid. But yeah, I quite like those clips, but I'm not really keen on any of the other stuff because I've got 40 so breakaway imps and other stuff to use, and they never let me down, so I always stick to what I know. But yeah, I shall bait this up now. Gonna stick some prawn on it as well. Yeah, so on that Tony's rig, as I call it, I've got a squid, and then I've got some prawn tipped on the end of the hook. And let's hope there's a cod flying about and it likes prawn, because the last one did. So yeah, I've got to go up top and get another weight, because I haven't brought a spare weight down with me, but that's how it goes, isn't it? Up and down, up and down. That's free. There's a puddle down there. I'll show you it in a minute. Oh. Well, it's not going to be too hectic. There we go, look. Might see it. It's in there, look. See it? So I'm going to get that unhooked now. So I'll bring you back in a bit. Right. Well, I've just took the hook out using Billy's method, which works a treat. And as you can see, fish is perfectly alright in the pool. It's right there. So yeah, it's that's too bright, that is. That's even brighter. That's better. Yeah, so that's my third fish. Bit out of breath now. Yeah, it's my third fish. It's a flounder. So that's 2 flounders and a dab. I'm stoked. Only just started fishing, catching straight away. I've got Tony's rig out now with prawn and squid on. We'll see if we catch anything on that. I'll bait this one up and go upstairs and get another upstairs. That's up there where my van is, and get another weight. It was bloody brilliant, isn't it? I've never had such good fishing just lately. Very rarely do I ever catch on a tide coming up. Might get the odd one, and I mean odd, but normally I'm always catching on the tide going down. But just lately I've had a few sessions where I've caught on the up, and it's been brilliant. That means there's more fish in the water. So them super trawlers don't come in this river. It's probably where all the fish are coming in to hide from, aren't they? So let's have another look at this fish. There. So we'll get that return now. Trouble is, old bony hair, me, hard work getting down. Right, get it in the cloth. Right, we'll give you a show. There you go. Lovely flounder, and we'll get her back. And I said I only chucked out a little short way, didn't I? Cocked the cast up, I said, didn't I? Because I was a bit too pernickety with it. Catch a nice flounder. So this one's gone out a bit further. It's probably gone out another 30 yards. So it's probably gone out about 50, which is too far. But there's got to be something out there, isn't there? So I'm going to shoot up there now, get a weight for this rig, get this rig baited up. And I'll be back in a bit. But we've got 3 fish in, so it's 2 flounder and a dab, and I can catch them all night, you know. Like to have a bit of a gap in between so I can have a cup of tea. But yeah, I can catch them all night. If you get a codling, then it's an absolute bonus on top of that, isn't it? But where's all the excitement? I'm right happy I've caught them, but I think if I see the fish and I see it coming, I get excited. But if I've fished for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and then had a bite, and then I catch something, it's like, woo, you get all excited, don't you, like a kid at Christmas. But caught on the first cast. No, I didn't. I caught on the second cast. and now I've caught on the third cast. I mean, where's the excitement? It's like I'm a dab hand at catching fish. Excuse the pun. Well, I had a knock on that. Bait's gone. Rig's tangled up a bit, but there's no fish on it. Seems to have slowed down now since that last flounder that I show you in the rock pool. It's slowed down. Guess it's just the state of the tide, where the tide's coming, and how fast it's coming in and stuff like that. I presume, I don't know. Still got that sort of stuff to learn. But there, we're in it to win it. Lines are in the water. Got Tony's rig in there at the minute, baited up with squid. I shall do this one up, one down, baited up with black lug and squid. We'll give it a try, and then I'll know that squid don't work on its own, and it's just black lug and squid. So we'll try it out, because you've got to try different baits, haven't you? Probably about another half hour, 3/4 of an hour down there, and then I'll be up top. So I shall be back in a minute, because I've got to change the battery in this camera. So I'll see you in a minute. Ain't that bright? It's a bit bright from what I remember on my last video. Right. So I'm up top now. Finished fishing down below. Both rods are out. Black lug and squid, and just squid, same rig that was on before. The rod that was down there swung right round now. I'm going to have to bring it up in a bit because it ain't far out, and if it swings round too far it'll be on the rocks. It's all gone quiet. I don't know why, perhaps it's the state of the tide. Time is now 5:30, so we've got another 2 hours and 10 minutes before high tide. So perhaps this part of the tide is rushing in quick, perhaps it's just the way it is, and it might slow down a bit and the bites might start again. But you normally always catch on the ebb, but just recently I've been catching on the tide coming in, and tonight it's the same. I've caught 3 fish, but it's just slowed down. The other thing is, I've just been fishing over the side, down below the wall, obviously, ground level, up, you know, down there. Anyhow, you know where I was fishing. And there's no wind down there. It's lovely and calm. Up here it's alright, but there is the odd gust. So now, down there my rods were stationary, and I was used to watching my rods stationary and then getting a bite was exciting. But up here, my rods are nodding around. So I know what a bite looks like, even though the rod tips are moving because of the wind. But it's just something else to get used to, because you've been watching your rods for so long and they haven't moved unless there's a bite. And now you just got to get used to something else, ain't you? God, all the trouble and strife that you have to put up with fishing, and it's unbelievable. Don't know how I cope. Probably how I persevere with the 2-hour job that I have, is the fact that I can persevere, and I'm stubborn as hell. I couldn't work out whether it's the wind or whether it's a fish. And I'm not holding credit saying that, oh, I saw this bite, but yeah, we've got a lovely little dab. That's number 4. Look at that, it's got markings on its underside. It's brown there and brown there, look. I've caught a fancy little tiny dab. Right, let's get her returned. We'll call her Spotty. So, say see you later, Spotty. Bye. bloody... There's been quite a bit of weed about just lately. And it's like May rock. That'll do, that'll cast out with that off. Right. Oh, got another fish. I'm gonna cast it out, I ain't changed the rig. That got me in the kisser. When I pinged that, the wind blew all the seawater off it in my face. Oh, oh, meat and tooth. Be careful where you put your rod when you put it between your legs. That's the tip for today. Well, that's 2 flounders and 2 dabs, and one special dab called Spotty. Well, look more like a Frisian cow really. We should have called him Patchy, shouldn't we? Can we change it now? I wouldn't have thought so. That dab will always be known now as Spotty, even though he was Patchy. But there, never mind, joking aside, I mean, it's not a barrel of laughs, is it? But just trying to interject some humour, you know, because it was a small dab, weren't it? But it was a bonny little dab, and I like catching fish, and I've caught 4 fish. So yeah, enjoying the session. I'm going to drink my coffee and take 2 ibuprofen for my hip. And my knee hurts. It's all the climbing about and everything. Getting too old for this. I've got to do it while I can now. So, the bloke down there in Bay 26, he's got a fantastic bright light. Perhaps he's videoing as well. Perhaps he's a videoer. But I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to drink my coffee, take a cup of ibuprofen, and then I shall be back in a bit. Look at that! I've got another rockland. Right, now then. It's a 3-bedded rockland. Look at him, isn't he lovely? They're lovely and soft and smooth, you know. But yeah, look. Yeah, little rockland. Let's get him back. It was time to reel the rod in to see if I had anything on it, but yeah. Little rockland, little eyes. Pitch black eyes. I'm just catching rockland all the time now, aren't I? What am I doing right? That's the thing. I never caught a rockland before. Now I've caught 3. But the first one was the biggest though. That was only little, that one. Right. Gonna cast upriver now because the tide's gonna be going out in a bit. Right, so the total now is 2 dabs, 2 flounders and a rockland. I've got to keep tally like this because I forget otherwise. I forgot last time, you see. So I'll get this rig baited up. And yeah, it's getting a bit chilly. I'm cooping because I'm wrapped up, but when that wind blows continuous on your back starts getting chilly. The next, I've got a couple of small carp baits in there, so if I pull them out, I'm just going to hook them on the bottom of the first hook. I don't think the bag will get in the fish if you hook a fish, because the hook, that bag material, you have to cut it off the hook anyhow. So if I put it on the bottom hook and it goes in the fish's mouth, because I'm going to catch this big cod, you see, it'll go in the mouth and the bag will still be stuck on there, won't it? So when I take the hook out, it'll still be on the hook. Might be easier to cut it off at the end, you know, when I replace the bait. So the next rod to check will be the pulley dropper. I've got another bait to put on it, which is mussel and squid again. It's hard to see a bite, so anyhow, I'm going to get this other rig baited up. I'm not going to show you baiting that up because it's windy, cold, and it's dark. And if you want to watch someone baiting up hooks, then well, take your pick. There's loads of them in there. I mean, that ain't what I do. I do it occasionally, but I just like going fishing. show you me fishing trip and have a natter. And I'm watching him down there. He's got quite a good light. I don't think he's filming. And matey boy who I spoke to in 28, they ain't got no lights on at all. So there's always this thing, isn't there? Do you have lights on or don't you? Does it scare the fish or don't it? I don't think it do. I'm catching some fish that ain't scaring them away. I'm casting out at least 50 yards, and the water's like Bisto gravy. So how's my little bloody LED lights going to do anything? Apart from light this bay up, because I've got them all tilted down to light the bay up for filming. So I might get another one of these Makita lights, because they are good. Fantastic for that there at the river. I've got those two lights which are really good. Use them on the beach, and they just give enough light with whatever Tom does to brighten it up. It just does enough, I think. Right, it's 8 o'clock now. The tide will start to change shortly. I casted that right over there, that left hand rod, and it's now creeping on this other rod, so hopefully I cast it out far enough. It'll pass over this one. That's all you can hope for, innit? Otherwise you get a tangle, don't you? And then I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to bait this up, putting the kettle on. I'm having another luxurious coffee full of hydrogenated fat. And yeah. I think I had a boat on the far rod, so I'm going to reel it in, but it's very hard to tell. Well, I really thought that was a bite on that. It was a boom 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 bite, but it must have just been the wind. These hooks here are what I caught the Rockland and dab on. These little mustard crab hooks. They call them a crab hook. Presume you use them with crab, I don't know. Very sharp, offset, and I got them ever so cheap. Well, could probably fish another 3/4 of an hour before I need to stop, but my back's getting chilly now, and not a lot's happened. Very hard to see a bite, especially when I'm facing the camera. I find that particularly hard, but then when I turn around and look at the rods, it's just as bloody hard. Oh, I can't wait till summer. Oh, that lovely warm air on you, sweating, getting sunburned. Oh, I can't wait. Light nights. Oh, it'll be great, won't it? I think we've got a few more cold ones. This Sunday, I think it's the 21st of December, and unless it's the 23rd, that'll be the shortest day, won't it? 21st. Sometimes it's the 23rd, but I need to check really. But don't quote me on it. But if it is the 21st of December, which is Sunday, which is the shortest day of the year, that's the first day of winter, and the next day, all the nights start getting longer, you know. Well, no, don't get longer. They're getting longer now, aren't they? The nights will start getting shorter. So you don't notice it straight away because it's only like a few seconds, but the nights start pulling out, and we'll soon be in spring. But before spring, we've got winter to go through. So I might be fishing Sunday. But to be honest, I'm chuffed to bits. We've pulled some fish out. Could go to the beach and not pull any out, but I think I'm going to wait until I've finished the part-time job and might then go and do a beach session on the Lincolnshire coast and fish on the beach during the day. Use my pen fathoms just for a change. But again, it's going to have to be a nice day because I don't particularly want to get rained on. I don't mind any weather apart from the bloody rain. See, that's not a bite, that's just the wind. So anyhow, I'll be back in a bit when I'm pulling that codling out. Right, let's get that end rod reeled in, see what's on it. I don't think there's anything on it, but it's hard to tell. Because the tide's nearly out, the bloody hook's got caught round a rock, hasn't it? So I've now got to go down there, but that last 4 foot what I've got to go on is full of mud, which means it's slippery. So if you don't see me come back to finish this video off, can you please phone the Coast Guard, because I'll be out near Spurn Point somewhere or at Holland. And I ain't got a passport. I nearly fell over then. Nearly fell back. Went down on the slippery stuff all right. Came up near the top of this wall, and because it's quite steep, I nearly fell backwards. I was like this, tottering. Oh, for God's sake. Bloody bait elastic gets on your wick, doesn't it? Gets on my wick anyhow. Where's the bloody hooks? Right. Well, been a good session. Been nicer to have a few more fish, I suppose, but sometimes you don't catch anything, and at least I've caught. think this wind is getting worse for tomorrow as well. So from what I remember looking at the weather, I think the weather was getting stronger winds for tomorrow. So right, let's reel this one in. See what we got. Away. Well, that was close. I nearly got a weight in the kisser. At least I was pulling to the side of me, so it actually went to the side. It got snagged in the bladder rack in the weed, and that's what you have to be careful for as the tide goes down. Don't really want to be going over the side and snagging it. Did I have a blue one or did I have a green one? I had a green one on Tony's rig. And then I had a pulley dropper and a flapper. Yeah, that's all of them. That's fine. That's good. Bloody wind in this lid. You can see why people have struts on the boxes now, but I ain't gonna have them. I've had enough. Right. Well, I've just got that to put away and then pack up. If you've got this far, thank you very much. Like I say, if you like my videos, and you like what I do, and you're a bit of moaning and this, that and the other, then subscribe if you want to. Ring a bell if you subscribe, because there's no point subscribing without ringing the bell. Leave a comment, like to answer comments. I do try and answer them straight away, but sometimes I'm busy or I go fishing and I don't get time to answer them, so I'll answer them the next day, but I always answer. Thumbs up, thumbs down, you know who you are, and yeah, share the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers. You're all a bunch of brilliant people. All of you that have subscribed to my channel, 2,250, unbelievable. Thank you very much appreciated. And yeah, well, everybody have a nice day. If you're all going fishing, I hope you catch, hope you have a good session, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So see you later. Oh, me aching bones, absolutely aching. That's not very good, is it? There's not a fish on it.